Today on Supercharged Car Reviews, we're with a true off-roading beast, the Chevy Raptor.
Cut, wrong one. That's not the truck we're doing, it's this one. The Ford F-150 Raptor, the beast of off-road. Now, one of the first things you'll notice from the front of this truck is the grille. First of all, how big it is. Second of all, the Ford symbol displayed very boldly on it. Now, this is so wide that you have to have commercial orange lights right here because of regulations. The normal F-150 is a fraction of an inch less. They did that on purpose, but the Ford Raptor, they couldn't really do that, so they had to put these orange lights.
One thing you notice about the Raptor is that it is no normal off-roading truck. We'll show you all of its features and capabilities later, but first, let's start out with a little history. The previous generation Raptor had a V8, which everybody loved, and when they found that the new one was going to have an EcoBoost V6, enthusiasts got a little bit disappointed, but they didn't stay disappointed for long when they realized that it would have 450 horsepower and it would have 80 more pounds-feet of torque than the previous one, adding up to 510 pound-feet.
Now, one thing that's a little bit different with this truck is that it has bright lights on the mirrors. It has one on the bottom and one on the side, partially to help the camera that's located right there see all around you. But also it's very nice for backing up and stuff like that. Right here you have this metal stepping rail, which I thought it was plastic, but it's actually not. It's heavy duty metal, and it says Raptor at the end there, which is a very nice design feature. Speaking of design, this cool Raptor symbol is actually just a sticker. I don't know how much they are, but you could probably find one for cheap if you didn't get this option. Now right here, you'll notice the height difference between the tire and the fender. It's pretty amazing how big it is. Actually, search some really cool videos for jumping Raptors. You'll find some pretty insane stuff. It's really cool.
Around the back of the Raptor, you'll notice it has many cameras. See, right here is the backup camera, which all cars are regulated to have 2018 and up. And this camera is for the 360-degree camera, which looks like a tiny helicopter is hovering over your car at all times. Right here is where they decided to integrate the radar for the lane keeping assist and stuff like that, blind spot monitoring. I think it's really cool how they integrated it into the taillight, so you can almost not even tell. And the tailgate is also power operated.
Oh, yeah, okay. Maybe talk about the plugins.
Well, okay.
It's still going.
And if you're working outside when it's really dark and you need some lights, you have 3 outlets you can plug different kinds of lights into so you can better illuminate the area where you're working, or you can also plug other stuff in here. And the tailgate is also power operated.
Alright, well, now if you've seen our F-250 Super Duty video, you'll have seen this before. Just a step to get up. Now, Josiah got to do that. I was not there because he flew up to North Carolina for that. So now it's my turn.
There's also a ramp that folds out.
Yep, and a nice rail so you can keep your balance.
Also, Ford gave you this. You might be wondering what that is. If you undo a few latches and move it, you can carry loads bigger than just the bed right here, and you can fold down the tailgate and it'll extend beyond that. It's a pretty cool idea if you're carrying pieces of lumber that are bigger than the bed itself. It's a very useful feature.
Yep, and there are a lot more helpful little quirks, such as lights that you can turn on or latches that will help you for convenience whenever you're hauling.
Yeah, it's got LED bed lighting that can be turned on with a click of a button.
Speaking of the bed, this truck can carry a payload of up to 1,000 pounds, which is a lot, and can tow up to 8,000 pounds with the extended cab or 6,000 with the normal.
Also, this truck has a combined weight of 6 tons. That's crazy, including people, passengers, and cargo in the bed.
Well, these seats are actually pretty comfortable, for a truck.
Nice black leather, very comfortable. Right here, you have a little center console thing with some armrests. And in here, you have your cup holders that get delivered to you.
But other than that, not much except for an armrest. Alright.
However, it is very nice back here. It's got more legroom than maybe a BMW 7 Series or something like that. It's crazy.
It's true. It's a big truck, and it's nice. The lighting is really great because of this moonroof.
Panoramic. Yep. Alright guys, let's talk about options. Oh, options are always fun to talk about.
This car has a lot of them too.
Yep. So let's see. The dual pane panoramic moonroof is a $1,300 option. And the exterior graphics package is almost $1,000.
And also, you may have seen that little gate thing in the back for hauling lumber and stuff like that. That costs $200, and you get this awesome carbon fiber. In a truck, it's kind of funny, but it's really cool. And that costs just a little bit less than $1,000.
And also, you'd think that you'd get hood decals with the exterior looks package, but no, you don't. If you want hood stickers, you have to pay $900 extra. And this car has inflatable seat belts, so it's like an airbag inside your seat belt. They're really quite funky and bulky, but I'm sure they do much better in a crash.
One thing that's kind of funny about that, though, is middle seat doesn't have it, so poor middle seat guy.
May he rest in peace.
Yep.
The Raptor would so happen to get into a horrible wreck.
Which, it seems like the Raptor hitting anything would be pretty safe.
Yeah.
Unless it's a semi-truck, they're around the same size.
Raptor versus blank. Raptor wins. So, on the rear door, it's got this carbon fiber, which is part of what comes in the carbon fiber package. That's really nice. Otherwise, it might be wood or just piano black finish, stuff like that. I don't know if it actually makes this truck much lighter, but it might help just a little bit. And the door handle is a very interesting thing. Instead of pulling it towards you like that, you stick your hand under here and pull it towards you. That's how you open the door. It's really quite interesting, but I still think it works just fine. And down here, you have plenty of spots to store a water bottle or anything else you just want to throw in there. Several pockets. And a nice speaker surrounded in chrome. It's pretty nice back here.
These seats, just like most of the F-Series, pull up so you can have some extra storage. And if you push it all the way back, it clicks into place. So then you use your lever here to undo it and have it your nice comfy seats again. Also, right here is where normally be your controls for climate and also, heated seats, but this truck doesn't have any, which, I was kind of disappointed, but why would I be disappointed? This is a truck. And so you have your charging areas with a bunch of different kinds of plugs. That's kind of nice that it has a normal outlet charger. And you have your vents, and that's pretty much it.
First of all, guys, do you ever wonder why in the F-Series trucks it has this slant right here. Well, the thing is, that is because the truck is so big and the mirrors are so big that if it had this lip here, you wouldn't even be able to see most of the mirror, especially on the passenger side too. That's a little fun fact for you. Moving on to the steering wheel, it has this red line like they have on race car steering wheels, which lets you know where the middle is so you don't get it mixed up while you're racing and you don't want to spend too much time looking for it. Another thing is, how many trucks do you know that have paddle shifters? And not just any paddle shifters, high quality metal paddle shifters. I could just click these all day. They feel so nice. And the shifter also feels very nice. It's super big, so when you put it in gear, it feels like you're really doing something. This car also has trailer backup system, which is really interesting because when you put it in the mode for backing up your trailer, all you do to steer it, your truck and the trailer, is use this dial. Forget about the steering wheel. The truck will do the rest. Here you're locking differentials. That's pretty cool. This car, like I said before, has 450 horsepower. That allows it to accelerate to 0 to 60 in 5.3 seconds. That, the horsepower in these paddle shifters make you feel really cool. Now when you open the door, you get this cool little graphic of the Ford Raptor symbol and Ford Performance underneath it with a grill in the background. It looks really cool. The screen is okay, and one complaint I might have is that these could all be included inside the screen in that kind of controls, but I mean, it's not that big of a deal. These seats are bucket seats, and they say Raptor in them, which is pretty cool, and it's just a nice design. And also, this center thing is huge. I mean, look at that. It's super deep. I think it's even bigger than the Titans, which we thought was big. This gives a whole new meaning to big center consoles. My goodness. Of course, you have your cup holders here. You have your carbon fiber storage cover. And that's like a lot of other Fords, that storage thing with a few plugins. And right here, you have some more storage. Except that is tiny. It's really small, that glove compartment. And just, I mean, you can barely fit a few little pamphlets in there. And it has a nice little carbon fiber strip there. Up here, you have your sun visors. Nothing particularly interesting about them. You've got your universal garage doors and obviously your lit vanity mirrors. But it does have one cool feature. This window is so huge that when you swing it out like this, it's got a rail so you can extend it. The window is so big, you have to slide it out to fit the whole thing. Alright, let's check under the hood and see that engine. Oh, it's pretty heavy. And actually, I can't really see it, but the engine is really cool. It's all the way back there. There's some pipes and stuff going over it. There's not a whole lot exposed, but it still looks pretty cool. Yep. Alright, let's close it. Ow! My back. Either you're too short or it's too tall. I don't know, maybe both. So that was a brief overview of the 2018 Ford Raptor, the best all-around truck. Whether it's going off-road, on-road, and comfort, this truck is the best. However, it is frankly best at off-roading. It is no normal truck. Most trucks, you just slap some 4x4 stickers on there and, I don't know, put some chunky tires on and maybe some suspension, but no, this one is completely different from the F-150. Alright guys, we have some pretty exciting news for you.
Supercharged Car Reviews is out with a new rating system.
Yep, it's going to be pretty cool. We're going to try to rate all the cars we review from now on with a series of certain tests.
Yep, and by those tests, we'll average out the total score to find the total Supercharged Car Reviews rating for that car.
For each car review, we put it into a certain category. For instance, the Raptor will be in the truck and SUV category.
First up is practicality, which this truck is very practical. It has a lot of room in the bed, a lot of features to help you, and also room inside the cab. So it gets an 80 out of 100 for practicality. This truck also has some massive performance, and in the truck category, it scores an 85 out of 100. Towing is actually not as good as I expected. It can't really keep up with those big haulers, but it's still okay, so it gets a 75 out of 100. This truck has lots of nice materials, lots of high quality materials, so for quality, it gets an 85 out of 100. It is quite expensive, but also you get a lot of different features and you can go off-road pretty much whenever you want. So its total value gets a 70 out of 100. That brings the total score to 79 out of 100.
So now it's my turn to rate the Raptor. Starting out with practicality, the Raptor is good. It's got a big bed and lots of storage inside the cabin, but it's not quite as practical as some of its rivals, and it's getting an 80 out of 100. Next is performance. It's actually very good 0 to 60 time compared to a lot of other trucks, but of course it can't compete with other SUVs like the BMW X5N, so it gets a 74 out of 100. Next on the list is towing. The Raptor is quite good at towing, and it's got a lot of nifty features, but it's not quite as good as the Super Duty and the Ram, so I'm going to give it a 78 out of 100. Quality is also a very good category. Its materials are very nice, and it's a very reliable truck all in all, and it gets an 82 out of 100. Next comes value. This is a big truck with lots of performance and capabilities, but I mean, $80,000 is a lot of money to spend on a truck, but even so, I'm going to give it a 68 out of 100. That brings the total score to 76 out of 100. Overall, the Raptor is a very good truck, and one of the best you can buy for off-roading, although it'll cost you a pretty penny.
That brings the total Supercharged Car Reviews score to 78 out of 100.
The Raptor is a very good off-roader, and it's even good on-road, but that price kind of knocks it down a few notches.
Big shout out to Ford of Kirkland for letting us do this review. They are really great. They have a huge inventory, so be sure to check them out. Yeah, they've got a bunch of new Raptors like this, some Mustangs, F-150s, the new Eco Sports that came out, and everything in between that. So go ahead and check them out now. Also, please subscribe to our channel if you like our content, and if you do, click right there to subscribe. Also, if you want to see our latest video, click right here above Cade's face. Whoa. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.